So I'm having a chat with Tyler of Barenaked Ladies. How are you?
I got no complaints today because, we're talking about an upcoming tour, and that puts a giant smile on my face.
Yeah, absolutely. So in not too long of a future, in about a week and a half, 2 weeks' time, you are coming over here to do a nice long tour. I bet you can't wait to be back out on the road again.
Definitely excited about being back. We've started playing shows last summer, and we've got quite a few under our belt. We're shut down a little bit there by Omicron at the end of 2021, but in general, we've been back on the saddle. But we haven't been to the UK since 2018. It feels like 1918 since we've been there, but that's, 2 years of pandemic shutdowns will do that to a band.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, coming back touring after so long, not being able to be out on the road, what was it like being back for the first time?
It was awesome. We got onto the stage last summer in the United States, and you could just feel the gratitude and the excitement from the crowd, because they were there witnessing something together and that live music was back. And we felt the same way on stage. So, I think, if anything, this last 2 years has shown us how lucky we are to be able to do what we do for a living and how much we actually really enjoy it and depend on it for our happiness.
Yeah, most definitely. And the reason why you're doing all these shows and coming back over here is because last year you released a brand new record called Detour de Force. What can you tell us about the record?
Well, the record was made just before the pandemic shut everything down. At least it was started then, in January and February of 2020. We got together at Ed Robertson's Country Cottage, just north of Toronto. There was 2 feet of snow on the ground. The lake was frozen. It was a beautiful, idyllic setting to make a record. And we set out to make a very acoustic, intimate, live off-the-floor album. And we managed to get a good 12 songs done, and then we got shut down by the pandemic. So we had this, essentially beautiful acoustic album. But as time wore on and we listened to it while we were locked in our living rooms watching Netflix, we kind of decided that we wanted a little more production, a little more. We craved the pop songs that, we're known for making. So we went back into the studio in June and July of 2020 when restrictions were eased a little bit with a guy named Eric Ratz, who's famous for his work with kind of loud rock bands, Billy Talent, Big Wreck. There's a band called the Arkells here from Toronto who are great. Mm-hmm. And so we made this sort of more, higher end, energetic, electric music. And so the album that resulted from these sessions is kind of a marriage of two solitudes, of acoustic, intimate, and quiet, and upbeat, rocking pop production. And I think it straddles the line nicely. So Detour de Force is this kind of, combo platter, if you will, of acoustic and electric.
Great stuff, excellent. And with that being made and produced, and most of it done kind of before the pandemic, what were you doing, keeping busy during the pandemic, during lockdowns and quarantines?
Eating too much, drinking too much, sitting around too much. Next question? No, honestly, besides that, we as a band, we got together virtually a lot. So we recorded a bunch of our songs, some of our hits, et cetera, and deeper tracks in isolation, and then we sent them to a filmmaker friend of ours who stitched it all together for, performances that came out as full band performances. They were called the Selfie Cam Jams, and there's about 32 or 33 of those online right now available. So we kept in touch that way, and we did a concert that we live streamed with nobody in the audience. That was kind of hilarious at this concert hall. And then we also shot a Christmas special in late 2020. So we stayed busy, but it was virtually. And so that's why we're looking forward tremendously to actually being together live on stage at this UK tour, because, the internet is great and all that, but being live in a room with sweaty punters, nothing beats that.
No, I can well imagine. And obviously, you've been together now for over 30 years now since the debut record. How have you, how has the music, how has the team evolved over the years since the start through until now?
Well, the music finds that it's a lot harder to recover from physical activity and from drinking. The music is surprised some days how much hair it has lost. And the music just can't believe how kids these days are glued to their electronic devices. As far as I go, I think we've grown to appreciate each other more. The band itself has, strove to continue to evolve and make new music. And as long as we're making new material and enjoying ourselves, I think that's the key. We've been through a lot together as a band, ups, downs, sideways, you name it. But it's only made us stronger, and we continue to respect each other and to enjoy making music together. And as long as we have that, I think we'll have a band. Barenaked Ladies will exist as long as we have that.
Good. That's great to hear. And I don't think I can, I need to ask you really what it was like when you got asked to do the Big Bang Theory theme tune. How did that all come about? Did you know what a success it was going to be at the time?
We had no idea what kind of a success it was going to be. As a matter of fact, I didn't even want to record the song because I thought that the demo episode, the pilot episode that they sent us, was kind of lame. I really didn't think it was very funny, but, what do I know? The producers of the show approached the band after seeing us live in Los Angeles at the Greek Theater. And Barenaked Ladies are famous for improvising songs about whatever happens to be on their minds that day. Ed can do a spontaneous rap about what he had for lunch, or Arnold Schwarzenegger movies from the 1990s, or fractals, scientific concepts like fractals, which he was rapping about for some reason that day. And the guys, Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady, were in the crowd, and they thought, wow, we have to get these guys to do our theme song because, we're developing this show about nerdy scientists. And I think these guys would be perfect. And cut to a few months later, and, we had the song written and we recorded it. And I didn't want to leave my cottage, actually, at the time to come and record the song. Of course, it was like Hollywood. They needed it yesterday. So I was in day 3 of a vacation, and I got a call from Ed, and he said, you have to come to Toronto to record this song. I said, well, what's the song for? Oh, it's for the Big Bang Theory. Yeah, I don't really like it. I said, man, why don't you play drums? I don't really care, because Ed's a great drummer. And Ed said, Tyler, come on, man, this could be good for the band. I'm doing this for the band. This could be a big, could be a big hit or whatever. I just need you to come to town and play some rockin' kick-ass drums. And I said, here's my famous last words. I said, Okay, I'll come and play it. I'll come and do it, Ed. But this show better be the next fucking Seinfeld. And lo and behold, 12, 13 years later, bigger than Seinfeld. So now the adage goes in Barenaked Ladies, does Tyler hate it? Well, then it's going to be successful.
For sure. Excellent. Well, Tyler, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.